Hey everyone, I'm Lucy. This is my channel all about art, yurt living, off-grid lives here in New Zealand. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button because it's a good thing to do. More importantly, have you hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, because that is a bit of a game changer. It's the thing that means YouTube will actually show you my videos when I push publish. So make sure you've done that before we crack on. So there's been two massive, wonderful things happen in the last couple of weeks on our farm that I want to share with you today. The first has been something we've been dreaming of for years and years and years. Big news from this week is that we have just massively upgraded our solar system. It's absolutely huge for us. It's a complete life-changing thing that has happened. We've been off-grid for 4 years and we've gone from very, very basic, like not really having any solar at all, to semi-basic, which has been like the last couple of years, where we have been able to run a fridge but have to turn it off at night. In fact, have to turn our whole system off at night time, not being able to charge anything in the evenings or watch anything. We've gone from 4 panels to 12 panels, which doesn't really mean that much because panels can be different sizes. From 4 batteries to 8 batteries. We've gone from 1,000 watts coming in to 3,200 watts. From 4.8 kilowatt hours to 14.4 kilowatt hours. So we've basically tripled our system. But more importantly, we've invested in a system that is going to, if we treat it well, is going to meet our needs for the next 18 years. So although it sounds like a lot, 3 times the energy, we're actually still going to be quite conservative with our use, because the more gentle you are on your solar system, the longer it lasts. So the less you drain the batteries, the more life you get out of them in terms of years. So we're still going to kind of go a little bit easier, but it does mean that we can have our fridge on all night. We can have our whole power system on all night, which means if you wake up in like a nighttime emergency, you can actually flick a light on, which we haven't been able to do for 4 years. We've always in the middle of the night been like, where's the head torch? Grab the head torch. It also means that I'll be able to work after the girls have gone to bed. Working in the middle of the night is one of my greatest pleasures. I love that sense of everyone and everything being asleep all around me, and it just means that my mind can kind of go to these places that it can't usually go when I'm thinking about making sure everyone is safe and fed and that kind of thing. And I haven't been able to do that for so long, so I'm really excited about doing some of those midnight missions on my computer and some of the creativity that might unleash in me. It cost us 15,000 New Zealand dollars, and that involved Tim getting an absolute bargain price on some batteries that were bought into New Zealand through the Sky that runs a sort of collective buying thing, and then buying some solar and the inverter and the whole system really from a little New Zealand owned business called MyGrid. Tim did all of the research on this, and he chose MyGrid because they were so helpful and had the best prices. Tim and his dad built the frame and installed it using the MyGrid guide to self-installing solar. So they did it all themselves, and then Tim had a friend who's a Sparky come along and just do the sort of finishing touches with him to make sure it was all safe and earthed and that kind of thing. In fact, this whole thing is actually Tim's baby. So if you have any questions, lovely Tim has promised to answer any of your questions in the comments. So he doesn't have a YouTube account or anything, so he'll be answering under Lulastic, but he is really happy to help if you've got any specific questions about specs and that kind of thing. So do take him up on that offer. Yes, I kind of feel some funny things about it really. Up until now, we found it really easy to drop into like a circadian rhythm, to just have our dinner and then have just like one light on, no technology. I haven't been able to start work, I haven't been able to check Instagram or anything in the early hours of the morning. Everything just gets going at 9:30 or 10. So there's no waking up, checking the internet and things. It's one natural way to be, to kind of get online later in the day and not let it interrupt family time and that kind of thing. And now I guess we're gonna have to be quite a lot more self-controlled about not letting the internet sort of invade those really precious family times that we have together in the early morning and the night time. And that's going to be really interesting, and a little tiny bit of me grieves that a bit. You know, there were many nights in the winter where we only used candlelight, and I loved that really beautiful way of being. A little bit of me wonders if we're going to be able to do that. Like, will I have the strength of will to be like, we're turning off the electricity, we're just going to have candlelight tonight? I don't know. It seems cool though. I'm going to try it. I'll let you know. We thought we were many, many years away from being able to get a new solar system because there's no way we could have found $15,000. But this time last year, I launched a Patreon page which allows me to produce resources and for people to pledge money to me. And that has just been absolutely amazing because it's meant that I've been getting paid for the work that I do every month. Whereas up until then, I was just kind of producing all this stuff and just hoping that somehow I might get paid for it, and it was really difficult. And it's felt over this last few months that there's been this real abundance coming. You might remember in my New Year's video that my theme for this year was abundance, and it's felt really amazing how just holding that intention has meant that we've been able to save up for a solar system. So I just want to do a massive shout out for my patrons. Thank you so much, and I really hope that this is a win-win, that you love the things I make for you and you love being part of that community. And if anybody is watching thinking about joining Patreon, now is a really good time to come on board with it all. So click below to see the link to Patreon. We've had an absolutely mad month in April. We have had 10 volunteers here on our farm from all over the world. They came and they camped and they helped us get rid of some of the weeds that we've got around the place. Wherever there's a little patch of ground that's not being nurtured, the honeysuckle and the blackberry and the gorse just takes over, and it was incredibly overwhelming. So as a farm, we organised this camp and we've had 10 volunteers. We've been feeding them. It's been 20 of us all together, including the children, having 3 meals together, working all day long, preparing our land. We're really trying to get on top of the weeds because this winter we're hoping to plant 6,000 trees, which seems completely ridiculous. But we're hoping to do it. We got really big. We're just going to plant native trees because we love the forest and the world needs more trees. There's not really any other purpose to it than that. So we've had these volunteers and it was absolutely beautiful to just relate to these people from different cultures, to see our children just falling in love with our volunteers, to share meals together. We did a fire dance together, all sorts of hippie stuff we introduced these guys to, and they had a really, really cool time, and we had a really cool time as well. And we got on top of vast areas of weeds on our farm. So that felt absolutely incredible, and it actually really made me feel like I want to get a few more volunteers in to just help us with our family life and really be friends to our children. So there's a little bit of an update from me here in our corner of the world. I've got some really exciting videos coming up. In fact, I kind of really just want to film them now, and I would do that if it didn't take me like 24 hours to upload every single video. The next thing on our list after sorting out our solar system has been trying to get a better internet provider. So once I've got a better internet provider, I'll probably be able to just be like, bam, 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 cool videos. Wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and so much love to you. Mwah.